Azt hiszem nem volt még egy workshop se ennyi kiosztott anyaggal, információval, olvasnivalóval és ilyen finom sütikkel is. A süti az egy hagyomány, de amikor évadot zárunk, akkor mindig torta van, megünnepeljük, hogy már egy éve együtt tanulunk, és elbúcsúzunk egymástól egy kis rövid időre a nyár folyamára, hogy majd szeptemberben újult előre folytathassuk. Szóval torta tavaly is volt, de nem ilyen egészséges.
Look at the definition of coaching. There's lots and lots of fabulous definitions, and you'll probably know things like John Whitmore, coaching is about unlocking people's potential, maximizing performance. But other key words that I've picked out of other people's definitions are things like goal, change, beliefs, action, moving from uncertainty and doubt to a place of certainty and confidence, having self-belief, improving your performance, learning development. My personal favourite definition is a life coach is a little bit like a personal trainer. A life coach does for the mind what a personal trainer does for the body. The other definition that I really like, which you may have come across from Tom Landy, is a coach is someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see, so you have to be the person you've always known that you could be. And mine, essentially, it's a results-orientated conversation where the coach facilitates and supports the client through a brainstorming session to a positive outcome. Is becoming a bigger need as different things in society break down, like the family unit. There's a general decline in our ability to support ourselves, and the big shift, that's the driving factor. Loss of careers, redundancy, the future is very uncertain. Loyalty isn't rewarded the way that it used to be because of the economic climate. So again, that's another reason why people are turning to coaches to help them plan their future and regain that sense of control. What is the market worth? Who has an idea, would like to put a value on this? It's probably closer to 100 billion. It's at 1 billion just in the UK alone. It's 100 billion globally. It's very, very competitive, and it's very fashionable and popular, particularly as the stigma of having a coach is reduced. 20 years ago, people would think, particularly in the UK where they're very reserved, I'm not having a coach, I can help myself. Whereas in America, it's perfectly natural. There's hardly anybody who doesn't have a therapist or a coach. You know, that's the norm. Even my hairdresser says she's a coach. You know, everybody says, I like helping people, I'm good at listening, I'm a coach. You know, everybody thinks there's a coaching element to their job. 39% of coaches are now trained virtually. So there's lots of opportunity for people, even when they're working, to take on correspondence courses. One of our roles is to help clients change without it being so fearful. Particularly as the future is uncertain. And as Charles Handy said, the only thing that's certain is that the future is uncertain. So we might as well get used to it. If somebody has an idea and they're talking about their idea to, you know, as you said, a chat, what sort of percent do you think of those people would actually see it through to fruition? 10%. So if you've got an idea, 10% actually achieve. But what if you actually have an idea and you make a decision that that you're going to do that. What percent do you think that would rise to? How many? 90. It's actually only 40%. So now let's imagine somebody has an idea. So me, I'm going to run the marathon. I make a decision. Yes, I'm definitely going to do it. And then I put into plan my actions. What do you think my chances of succeeding are then? Okay, 60. You're such an optimist. I love it. It's 50%. So changing an idea into an action and creating a plan only shifts it another 10%. But what if we then tell somebody that we've got an idea, we've made a decision, and we've got some action? What do you think that shifts to? Another 10%? Yeah, you're very close actually, 65%. Now this is where coaches come in, because one of our jobs is to build accountability, isn't it? So if we have somebody report back on the idea that they've had, the decision that they've made, and they've created a plan, and they've told somebody about it. Now at this stage it could still be a chat with your best friend. Once you bring in a coach and you've got some accountability, it moves up to a whopping, any numbers? 90? 95%. So accountability seems to be the key to achieving something, because we all have ideas, we all have action plans, we all tell people, I'm definitely going on a diet tomorrow. But once you start telling people and building in accountability, which is the relationship you have with your coach, then you're 95% likely to achieve. Now, how powerful is that when you're talking to clients thinking, shall I, shan't I? Shall I carry on talking to my best friend, my husband about this, or shall I actually have a coach and have a proper plan? The relationship, I think Stephen Covey in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People summed this up quite nicely. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. That's quite a similar thing that we can adopt as coaches, isn't it? Because coaches don't self-disclose, but we have to listen. We have to listen and not self-disclose, because it's not about us. It's about the client. For some people, that intensity of a relationship when they're talking, the restaurant could be on fire, but they're so involved and engaged with the person that they're talking to, they wouldn't know. So that's really, very deep, intuitive level 3 listening, which is what our clients have an expectation from us. They want our 100% undivided attention, don't they? And we have a responsibility, really, to create a safe environment where our clients can brainstorm all the options. So it allows the client to be much more creative than they possibly would be if they were talking a situation through with family and friends. As a coach, the 4th responsibility is that we use open questions. Using open questions, then we're creating a conversation. And that's all coaching is at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a conversation.